What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Too Much to Watch. I am your host, Sean. Today, we are going to do a small review for a little movie called A Quiet Place 2. As you are well aware, this movie came out recently, back in May, in the theaters. One of those movies back in the theaters after everything been going on. Quickly made its way to Paramount Plus. And I think as of this last couple of days, actually has made it onto 4K, Blu-ray, all that stuff. So I was able to watch it over the weekend on Paramount Plus. If you don't have Paramount Plus, it's the former CBS All Access app. I believe they're doing a free week trial, so there's a good way you can catch this movie if you haven't already caught it. So I just want to quickly talk about my thoughts on it. I don't think this is going to be too much of a shocker, but I will say quickly there will be some spoilers in this. It's been out for since May. There have been different ways for people to get it. It's even been out on Paramount Plus for a little while here, last week and a half or so. So I'm a little late to the game, but I did want to put my thoughts out there. The thoughts are not going to be that shocking. This movie is phenomenal. The first Quiet Place, the directorial debut of John Krasinski, who also starred in that movie, comes back to bring us the sequel. As we know, sequels don't always translate well or at least find as much success as the original, but this is one of those movies that bucks that trend. This is a wonderfully well-done movie, action-packed to the hilt, suspenseful, scary, heart-wrenching, the whole nine. The cast is stellar. We see the return of John Krasinski as Lee Abbott early in this movie, but spoiler alerts for the previous one, as you know, he does die by saving his children. For saving his children from one of the monsters. So he's only seen in a flashback. But they do have Emily Blunt returning, Millicent Simmons as Regan Abbott, Emily Blunt as Evelyn Abbott, and Noah Jupe as Marcus Abbott. And they are almost continuing the movie right after the first one ended. The family is back on the trail of trying to survive, stay alive. They're actually, we know at the end of the first one, they found out how to stop the aliens or the monsters. Quickly, I'll say that there's a big spoiler there. Before we even get started there, the flashback scene at the very opening shows us that they're in fact aliens. They've come down, and they show basically day one of how this monster or alien invasion has started. Absolutely stellar opening scene. John Krasinski really knows how to shoot a suspense action horror / monster flick. The beginning is every bit as engaging as the first one, the first movie, and the rest of the movie. You get to see them come into this small town and wreak havoc. Everyone trying to escape and stay alive, and with all the confusion going on, and just the opening scene specifically, the chase or the getaway scene from Emily Blunt, almost that one shot of her trying to get out of the town, and there's a bus coming at her, and it all portrays its own little story right there with her trying to desperately save her children, and this monster coming out of the bus that's chasing them, and all this good action is just really gets you from the word go. They find a way right away to tell you a little bit more backstory. A little bit like John Wick. You kind of finding, finding little pieces of the movie or the story of what's going on throughout the beginning of the movie, or pieces of the movie. You're getting a little bit more information. You're not just kind of spoon-fed everything going on. So, Emily Blunt in this movie continues to be a screen presence, continues to be the star that she is. She's not given a ton to do in this movie. But what she's given and what she does is really, really fantastic. She's a wonderful actress who conveys so much depth in what she does. I mean, this movie is generally quiet, a la A Quiet Place 2. This movie is quiet. This movie doesn't have a ton of dialogue throughout it, but what she portrays in the sadness and the grief and the fear, she does so well in facial expressions and without saying a whole lot. but she also shows strength to keep the children safe and her baby safe, and all these different ways. The movie kind of ends up spreading out across three small stories of her trying to go out and get some supplies and get some oxygen for the baby. We see somewhat of a brutal scene towards the beginning with Marcus, Noah Jupe, with him getting caught in a bear trap, and he's trying to recover, and there's the aliens are coming to attack him. They're going to attack her. And the kind of the main crux of the story is with Millicent Simmons, Regan, and Cillian Murphy, who plays Emmett, in their quest to try and continue the fight against the aliens. Obviously, at the end of the first movie, they figure out a way to stop and destroy the monsters with her. Essentially, her disability ends up saving the family and saving the day. Her using her hearing aid causes some feedback, which just hurts the monsters, and then the aliens, and you're able to shoot and kill them. So, they figure out through the movie a radio signal. She goes to try and boost that signal across so that maybe we can stop these monsters. The interaction between her and Cillian Murphy's Emmett is fantastic. Obviously we find out he's lost some people in this whole ordeal with his wife and his children. He's a broken man. My wife and I were kind of saying, why would you even want to survive at this point? But he's a broken man, but really finds hope in this family and her specifically, and what a great. I really feel like Millicent Simmons as this young girl steals the movie. She conveys so much in not only it being a quiet movie, but her being deaf, and her disability, and how she's portrays so much strength and positivity, and how she's going to save the day, and she knows what to do to save her family. That young girl is phenomenal in this movie, and really is the star of the movie for me. I think she was great. Just when you think this movie becomes maybe a little too quiet, maybe a little too character driven, they ramp up the action. There is monsters or aliens throughout this thing. And the suspense and how they put these people in these positions and how it's going to stop is really, really gripping. I really enjoyed it. I really thought this was a well done movie. The only thing I wish there would have been more of, and I think the tagline of the movie kind of talks about the monsters aren't the only thing out there that's, and there's a scene where there are some bad people that are trying to stop them. And there was only one small scene that was part of the suspense. They end up kind of getting out of that and able to get across the water to get to where they need to go. I wish I would have seen more of those kind of outlaw bad people. Maybe in the third one we'll see a little bit more of that. I'm sure they try to stay away from the Walking Dead type of comparisons, maybe, to have who's worse, or are the monsters worse than the people type stuff. But I wish I would have seen a little bit more of that. I think that's kind of an interesting and compelling thing to add in, is kind of how do people react now in life? How are they going to try to take over, or harness the aliens or something like that? But I think we could see more of that. I wish there would have been a little bit more of that, but for the most part, it was an intense scene, and I hope we get more of that down the road. But I said spoilers. I won't necessarily spoil the end, for people that do want to see it. I've kind of given away some pieces, but I'll leave the end for you. But it's a really well done ending. I think, again, I can't say enough about Krasinski and his directing. He's done these 2 movies now, and I really think he's got something here. He can really shoot the hell out of a suspense movie. These aren't necessarily so totally scary. They end up kind of being monster movies, but they're very, very suspenseful, very engaging, and I was really kind of on the edge of my seat the whole time. I will go back to, I think the casting choices are wonderful. Emily Blunt, again, is fantastic. Cillian Murphy. The cast really kind of sells this movie, and they all can really act the hell out a movie that's essentially very quiet and very low dialogue. So I said this was going to be short. I don't know necessarily if there's a whole lot more to say. It's a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I guess I'm not the only one that thinks this movie was very good. Again, I would have liked to see a little bit more of some of the bad people out there in the world, but maybe we'll get that in the third one. There has to be a third one coming, I'm sure. So I'm going to end it there. I definitely think you should give this a shot. I think this is worth a Blu-ray purchase or a 4K purchase if you have it. If not, go on to Paramount Plus and go get yourself a free trial and watch this, because I think you will not be disappointed, especially if you like the first movie. I'm going to leave it there. I appreciate you stopping by. I hope this video finds you well. I hope this video finds you safe. At the time of this video, there's a lot going on out in the world, and I hope this video finds you and yours well and safe and healthy. And I hope that you're able to catch this movie, because it's really good. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think about the movie, and I hope to see you soon. Peace.